Rivers in the pocket, throws a ball that is caught and intercepted by Will Parks. Xavier Grimble, the third-year tight end, took a big shot from Will Parks.
Will Parks, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Germantown High School, University of Arizona, round 6, pick 219 to Denver. That's me.
Will Parks with a huge play, 8 yards deep in the end zone, and the Broncos defense with their first turnover of the game.
His dad put the football in his hand when he was like maybe 1 or 1.5 or something, and he's never been without it.
I remember I had on a football jersey. My dad, had handed me the football, and from that point on, it was all she wrote.
He had lots of energy. I think football helped him put his energy in the right direction. I think at first he really didn't like it, but the fact that people told him he couldn't play and that people always overlooked him, it just made him work harder. And it's an attitude that he's carried with him since he's been a child,
It was more of a learning experience, more than fun for me, because I knew that it was my way to get out, and I knew that as a kid, 5, 6, 7 years old, I knew that was a way to get out. So it meant a little bit more to me when I was younger than it did a lot of other kids. I definitely had fun, but it was a little bit more serious because I had to turn it up now. I couldn't wait. Football isn't a game where you can wait. The developmental stage is this short, and once you're at your peak, you either got it or you don't. So, it meant a little more. I like to think my energy is unmatched. There's nothing that I'm not going to be ready for. And I get it from my mom. I was in Philly for the last month, and I was just looking at the way my mom and dad moved, and I was like, okay, I got that from him, or okay, I got that from her.
His dad and I were athletes when we were young. I played basketball and softball. His dad played football and basketball. His dad was like one of the top players in the city. So we always had a need to work out, and Will just took it 10 times past what we did. So I would say he gets that from us.
This year I was mainly in Philadelphia, and me and Brandon had, since January 16th, we were training. We ended on this very field. We lost to the Chargers 2.5 weeks later. I was already in Philly with Brandon. Active recovery kind of things, but just getting your body used to what you're about to go through. Putting my body through a lot of work early. That way when it come around for the season, September, Monday Night Football versus Oakland, it's game time. It's snow. I get chills thinking about it.
He works out 2-3 times a day. Well, that didn't just start now. That started when he was about 15 years old. I think when he transferred from one school to the next, and he got over here and they told him, you're not going to play, you're not going to be a running back, you probably be a third or fourth D-back. He put in his head that he'll never be told what he couldn't do again, and that's his attitude.
I think it stemmed from my 10th grade teacher telling me that I wouldn't make it to the NFL. I think it stemmed from that. And he asked everybody around the circle, it was about 7 of us in the class, what you want to be in life? One girl said doctor. What you want to be in life? Other dude said firefighter. And he's like, yeah, you can be all those things. And I came out of the blue, and I was like, I'm going to the NFL. He was like, what? You're not going to make it out of this school. You're not going to make it out of this city. You ain't going to the NFL, because if you were going, you wouldn't be here in this school right now. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, cool. I got you. A lot of kids would be like, oh, I'm not going to make it because he know I'm not going to make it. Like, who is him? Who is he? Has he done that? Has he went through what you went through? Has he been through what you've been through? No, he hasn't. So I know what I have got to do. And thank you for the motivation, sir. I appreciate you. So. Everything that I've known in my life, this city has taught me. So it's only right that I give back and to let them know that I love them. having a camp back home where, you know, everybody here knows me, you know what I mean? Like, everybody here knows me, and it's awesome, man. I'm just so excited for these kids. I'm so excited for the foundation that's about to be built thus far, so far. It's gonna be amazing, bro. Man, support, man. I got my guy Marquis Christian flying in. I got Isaac Yidam coming in. He was already in New York, so he's just driving down. I got Vontaria's daughter, who had a stint with the Broncos my rookie year. I got Kayvon. KK! What it do, my boy? I'm waiting on you, guys. What time you get in?
At 12.
At 12?
Yeah.
I forgot he was even coming, bro. He texted me, he wrote me on Snapchat like, hey, send me the address to your house so I can come. He fly, he get in at midnight. You know, when I first got to the league, the first person in the locker room that talked to me was TJ, the second person was K, the third person was Ron. You know, it's so many donors, man, and dope. You know, my man Rob G, who's actually real close friends with Vaughn, and he was like, hey man, you know, I donated some shirts, you know, I created shirts free of charge. It's your first camp. Whatever you need from me, I got you. So, you know, it just goes to show the love and support that people have, not only for me, but for my city, you know, for the kids, you know, being around me, they know how much I love my city. So I'm just excited to give more to the people, excited to give more to my community, excited to give more to people that once looked out for me, you know, growing up in these Philly streets and going to school, going to Germantown. I went to a school where we had metal detectors, so each and every day it was a battle. You know, you never knew if a fight was gonna break out, where you was at, where you was located. After school, you never knew it was gonna be a shootout. You know, it was a bunch of those. You done for the day?
I can be. I can be like, yo, I'm close and I'm leaving.
I'm about to come get you at like 11:30.
Well, I guess I'll see you all in a few.
You want me to come to the same side I always come to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let me know if he's back. All right. I'd love to help you whatever you're doing to promote. Seriously, that's good work. A lot of guys do get it big and they leave. You know.
I can't forget this city. It's my city. So.
That's a great attitude. I can't thank you enough for that.
It's crazy. We walk out the car. It's crazy. It's like
well, when you come with a camera like this guy is somebody. Will, thank you for
brother. Yes, sir.
coming back.
Yes, sir. To be honest, we got out of the car to get my mother, and he just happened to get out of a bus, and he just looked at me like, you do something. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I play football for the Denver Broncos. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, what are you doing now? I said, well, I have a camp coming up, you know, this upcoming Saturday. The guys, you know, getting some film out there. And he was like, you know what? I want to help you. And I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah, man, you know, take my card down. Hit me up. 22nd Street is like a mecca for businesses. You know, you got food businesses, you got fresh print shop businesses, you got hair salons. I get my hair cut on 22nd Street. So we got to the barber shop where I got my hair cut at. So it's my barber, man. You know what I'm saying? Fresh cuts.
Shout out to my boy, Will Park.
And you never came down 22nd and Lehigh, you're not from North. Anywhere part of North, everybody came on this block. That's country cooking right there. That's where we're getting the food from.
Best food in the city.
That's the best food.
Best food in the city.
Saudia Schuler, she's one of the best cooks in Philadelphia. She's been doing it for the last 20 to 25 years, feeding the community. She's not just a cook though, she's a community leader. When the government shut down, you know, myself and along with other couple people, we donated to her to buy things for people who were out of work. And I look on Instagram and she has a table full of detergent, paper towel, food, beverages, anything you can name that a household needs and deserves. Saudia Schuler has it done. So the 22nd Street is kind of the mecca. Ever since the day I was born, I felt the city embrace me, you know what I mean? And for a city this tough, this strong, this abundance, everybody in Philly is together. I mean, they say the city of brotherly love, and obviously with all the gun violence and things of that sort, it might not seem that way, but it really is, man. It's a wonderful city, man. So, that's why I'm so like in love with it, because it taught me so much. Everything I know, everything that I've been through in my life, I've always reverted back to my Philadelphia roots to get through something, to help me out with something, situations, relationships, football especially, you know, everything that I've known in my life, this city has taught me. So. I like to go bowling before something big. I like to go bowling before like an event. Obviously the camp we had, you know, just kind of build that family atmosphere, you know, because you know we could all be going at any moment. And if, coming from where I come from, we take heed and we take pride in being alive. So.
As a kid, he always just was like, I can't wait to give back. I can't wait to give back. And it gives these kids an opportunity at a young age to know that you too can be great. When Will was a kid, there weren't many players, well, many professional athletes from the city that did things like this. I mean, there were probably professional athletes, but we didn't know. Well, Will's dad used to take him to Eagles training camps, and that was like a big eye-opener for him. And as a kid, he always just was like, I can't wait to give back. I can't wait to give back. And it was those experiences there, and that was only once a year. It wasn't like now you have players doing it day in and day out. And there are more teams that do it as well. So it's great. And it gives these kids an opportunity at a young age to see what it's like to know that you too can be great.
It was my idea, but I've been going over this idea for the last 3 years, and for it to go in motion for the first time this year, man, you know, it's all God, you know, being able to, you know, have this kind of impact on kids and be able to, you know, give back. And because I always wanted somebody to throw a camp for me, you know, especially if they was from the city, I always wanted somebody to throw a camp for me. But at that time, we didn't have anybody that was in the NFL, and now we have about 10 to 12 guys alone from the city on all different teams that, you know, we're NFL. And then with us, we had Zaire, you know, Brandon McManus, you know, all those Philly guys and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a good thing. Bro, Ike been working. I forgot even Ike was here. Ike was going so hard. Ike was like me. Ike was putting the guys through drills. And for Ike to come here, man, that just shows, you know, how much, you know, he cares about me. And, you know, for him to be here, man, that's going to build a foundation between us, man. And so, I mean, it's all for a greater purpose. You got him right there. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all good? Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. I'm happy y'all came out today, man. I really appreciate it. Y'all should give yourselves a pat on the back for coming out in this heat, man, competing. Y'all really did it. But yeah, man, I'm excited for y'all, man. It's a good day today. Who ready to compete today? Y'all ready to compete? That don't sound loud enough. Y'all ready to compete? All right there. Hey. Let's go, man. Hey, let's go. Parks Place Camp on 3. Parks Place Camp on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey. All right, now y'all go back to y'all lawns. Let's go. Go back. Hurry up.
Well, he's my son. I mean, you know, I'll do anything for him, you know, and it's always been, you know, I play sports here in the city, and I play basketball, football, and I know how it feels to be a kid that played that never had nobody to come watch me play. You know, never had nobody sitting in the stands to watch me play, so I always dedicated to my kids that if they played a sport that I wouldn't miss it. I'll always be there for them. And it's big when the kid looks up in the stands when he's going through something or he needs somebody, he looks up and he sees his father or he sees his mother. It's teaching that people is there behind him. So whatever Will does in life, I'm gonna always be there for him.
Where he comes from, it's rough. It is rough, and it keeps him humble and it keeps him grateful. And he takes that to Denver with him, and he puts it on the field. And then when he does his community service, he lets people know that he appreciates them, because without him or without the city, he wouldn't be where he is. So the humbleness and the gratefulness and the love is what I would say that he takes from Philly to Denver.
The fact that it's only a little bit of y'all all should get each other numbers after this and be like, yo, man, let's go do a small workout. Yo, you need to get with your receivers and throw the ball at least twice a week during the summer. That's it. You ain't doing nothing else during the summer. What you doing? Y'all got jobs? No. So why y'all ain't on the field twice a week? You feel me? See what I'm saying? Get on the field, bro. That's the only way you're gonna get better. You ain't gonna get better by sitting here like this or playing a game in the crib all day. You can't do that. You gotta get better by stepping in between these white lines, and when you come in between the white lines, don't nothing matter but getting better, don't nothing matter but succeeding, don't nothing matter but just being the best football player, but not the best football player, the best person you can be. because football take us places can't imagine. If this one day can help them make a play next year, we can do that. If this one day can help them become NFL football players, I'm all for it. If this one day can help them surpass college, this is what it's about. You know, we don't just have football out here. We have educational services. I got a doctor out here. We have a custom sportswear specialist. You know, it's so many things I want them to take away from this camp. It's not just a camp. I want it to be a networking event. I want it to be a seminar.
You know, Will comes home and he visits schools. He talks to kids, does house visits. You know, he does a lot. And it showed when he put his camp out on Saturday at a 3 o'clock date. He introduced his camp to the world. And by Wednesday, we had 350 kids already signed up. We had to shut it down.
He loves to see smiles on people's faces, especially kids. And he wants them to have and have the things that he didn't have as a kid. So that's what makes me proud of him, because he's always working hard, and he always wants to give back.
Football is the foundation for that. You know, football it isn't who I am, it's what I do. You know, I love Denver. I love the people here. When I first got here, you know, it was open arms. In order to change the world, you got to change where you come from. Then when you change where you come from, you can change the things that surround where you come from. When you change the things that surround where you come from, then that's when you can talk about changing the world. You know, making a difference in lives. Don't do it for awards. Don't do it for, you know, for people to say you doing something. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. You know, do it because you have to. Will Parks is going to always be around kids. Will Parks is going to be a motivational speaker. Will Parks is going to be a human developmental sciences. Will Parks is going to deal with social work. Will Parks is going to have barbershops and salons in Philadelphia. Will Parks is going to have career workshops for people of the less fortunate. Will Parks is going to go to prison systems to help out, for people to see what it is that you can do with yourself if you're in trouble. So Will Parks is going to be all over. Will Parks doesn't have one thing that he's going to be in 10 years. I want to do everything. His goals have limitations. Will Parks don't have limitations. My mindset is on Pluto. Like that star that's all the way over there, I'm way past that star. My mind is. So, I'm a star. So, I want to help people. I want to be around. Football is the foundation for that. You know, football it isn't. You know, it isn't who I am. It's what I do. And you know, hopefully in 10 years I'm still playing. You know, I want to play. I want to have a 15-year career. And you know, and I want it all to be here. You know, I love Denver. I love the people here. When I first got here, you know, it was open arms. And for me to get drafted here to a prestigious organization with this kind of winning atmosphere, with the most electrifying fans in the whole world. I'm not just speaking, like I feel it every game, every practice. Like who sells out training camp practices? We do. 6,000 to 7,000, 8,000 people just to come watch us hit each other up all day. You know, that speaks volume to this city. That speaks volume to the players that have came through out here. I can't wait. When we walk out on that field, man, I'm gonna be smiling so hard. But my heart gonna be hungry. Cause we owe, but I for sure owe everybody we play this year. Last 3 seasons hasn't been what we expected it to be, what we know it can be. And for the guys that care, and for the guys that love the game, Monday night gonna be the start of something brand new. I can feel that right now. I can feel that with the coaching staff. I can feel that with the janitorial people. I can feel that with the staff upstairs. Everybody in the building has something to do with what's about to happen. I truly believe that, because I talk about it every day. Can't just wake up on Monday Night Football and think that it's going to happen. No. I've been preparing for Monday night since January 20th.